Ugh.
Well, what a way to start a show. Right before all the videos, you hear me scream at a particular device, which I will not say her name because then it will activate her. What a way to start. Anyway, so you guys that are just turning on, we are Paranormal, and we have a wonderful show for you tonight. We have returning back Miss Annie.
Hey. I had a wonderful time last week. Thank you.
Yeah, we had people asking where you were, and I assured them you were coming back, so we did that.
Yeah.
And then we have Miss Pam right over here.
Hi, Pam. Hi, Pam's husband.
My husband walked through.
Perfect timing.
Right.
We're nailing the timing tonight. That's what it is all about.
Yeah.
So if you guys haven't done so, please make sure you like us and subscribe here on YouTube. And I know you guys are going to the Facebook page because we had a lot of likes this week. Thank you. We also put the new email address up in there as promised. So if you see the show and you want something that you find a part of the show, you can send your pictures and videos to Paranormal Radio, the way we spell it, pair like a pair of shoes, a normal radio @gmail.com. We did this because it's a bigger box. It'll allow us to do videos and stuff, and we don't have to worry about this other boxes that just get bombarded with a lot of stuff. So we'll put that back up again later on, but I wanted to get started with that since it was fresh in my mind.
May I make an announcement?
Sure.
Or just say something. We all love horror movies and stuff. Tom Savini got hit by a car yesterday.
What?
Riding his bike. Yes. Riding his bike. He lives in Pittsburgh, by the way. Of course. But anyway, Did
he get picked up by a strange lady who said she was his number one fan?
No, that would be me. No, Pittsburgh's too far. But no, he's okay, but he has, a little bit of healing to do. But we want to wish him well.
Oh, definitely.
Speedy recovery.
Yeah. Well, speaking of recovery, for those who don't know, Felix Trevere is a friend of the station. He has been with us. He's done great music and stuff that we've been able to play on the air. It's just a lot. I could sit here and spend a whole hour just talking about how great this guy is. Well, for all our people who are prayer warriors and just thoughts and prayers, we just want to send them out to Felix Trevere's parents. Both of them are dealing with the COVID right now.
Oh,
they're both in the hospital, and they're both on respiration, I believe. Hold on, I got it. There was an update earlier. I'm going to tell you here. And, he does believe in the power of prayer. So for those that do,
for sure,
that are prayer warriors, please send them out to Felix's parents. And there's so many comments. He's such a good guy. So please, just if you do, send out prayers and thoughts to Felix Trevere and his parents so they can get some speedy recovery, because they really need that too. And there's a lot of others that are suffering from this COVID, and it's getting ugly. And so we're going to pray and hope that everything gets better for them. And yeah. For those who aren't familiar with the show, we kind of started changing up format a little bit. As you can see, we're not doing radio much anymore. We're kind of more video. So you can check us out on your Roku, your Amazon streaming devices, all the different ways that you can watch YouTube, and you can just turn us on, have some fun, and say, that dude looks really funny looking. I don't know how he but yeah. And so with the change of the format, we kind of started changing the way we do the show. Now, we still will have guests on and talk with them and discuss things, but as of late, we've been getting a lot of stuff that people have loved or said were strange. And so this is why we had to update our mailbox email address and try to help make it where we can make sure that you guys do get what you need.
Right.
All right, thank you, Jake.
We got Jake. Hi, Jake. Hi. Let me tell you, Jake, my husband, I was watching your documentary. He actually stopped playing on Facebook and was watching with me. So
Really?
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And if you guys haven't, you need to go to Fife Paranormal and check out Jake Fife's newest documentary. We talked about it recently. If you hadn't seen it, you can go back in our archives and check that out. But yeah, that's something that
it is excellent. And Jake, you really need to start teaching classes. I would be there. It was just so fascinating. And I love history anyway, American history, and there's things that I never knew. So
see, so he thanks you.
Always like watching your stuff, Jake. You rock, man.
There you go. All right, folks. Well, let's get started with something that was sent in. Are you familiar with trail cams?
Yeah.
No.
They usually,
you mean those little thingies they hang out on the tree?
Yeah, and they try to catch deer or something. They're only motion activated.
Right.
But in this one that was sent to us from a trail cam, if you notice, there's nothing back in the background, but something mysteriously was captured on this trail cam that the people were like, well, how is that possible when there should be nobody there? Notice I said nobody. Well, that's because this particular image was captured on their trail cam. Do you see anything specific?
What?
There's a person
hell?
out there.
Yeah.
And a little girl in a dress or something.
And barefooted by the looks of it.
Yeah.
That's me, actually.
Yeah, so this was sent in. It was a trail cam camera, but see, if you see the person, this image of this individual, and you can see the direction they're going, you would know that this trail cam would catch pictures of them moving through. This is the only image that was captured.
Really?
Now, some might say it could be faulty equipment and so forth.
Please.
If you I zoomed it in a little bit more so you can kind of look at her feet.
Yeah.
She's not wearing shoes. And if anyone ever walked in the wooded areas, you know.
You have to wear shoes.
Thank you. Because that is painful.
In the house, we should wear shoes too. Shouldn't we?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going there.
We're not going there, okay.
Yeah, I won't go there because it's just a broken subject.
Yeah, a big broken subject of that.
But I'm waiting for her to put her coffee down because this one's going to choke her up.
Yeah,
okay.
No drinking. No drinking.
No drinking.
This one was sent in because, well, the way they captioned it or put in the subject line, zombies ? Have you? I know pretty much everyone's been to a funeral. They've seen how they kind of bury, and in some places there is rules that they have to go in a concrete enclosure. I think that's the new way that they're seriously going. Well, this one was sent in to us as well.
What the hell?
Let me zoom in for you.
Oh my word! That must be somebody they dug up accidentally.
I don't think that's a dig up, because if they're in a coffin, they wouldn't be coming out.
Yeah.
It could what I'm saying is to the right of that could have been a who knows who. It could have been years and years and years ago. They could have buried them.
So what you're thinking is this is one of but I mean, look at that. It's pretty well preserved, wouldn't it? If that was years and years of buried,
I don't
would have been a skeleton
or way more
or
decomposed.
something.
Yeah, but that's pretty well preserved.
Wow.
So, now, I agree with you that it's possible that when they were digging, they might have hit something, and there's a reason why. We're going to kind of bring it in a little bit more, and you can see the flat here, which looks like a board. Now, that would tell me it's possible this could have been a pauper burial. The pauper burials are usually they just get a wooden box, box, throw them in them, and give them the burial.
Right.
And it's very much possible that's what this case was. And when they used, and it's obvious they used a backhoe, because you can see the smooth scraping in the dirt. So, and you can see the carved, I mean, almost perfect circular motion. So as it cuts in and pulls out. So what I would think is you can kind of more clearly see what looks to be a board right there. And I'm thinking,
if it was a pauper's funeral, they wouldn't probably have shoes on.
Right. And in this case, no shoes.
No shoes.
So, but it's a good question to wonder. And you think about this too. What's the standard burying size? How deep are they supposed to dig? Do you know that answer?
12?
I know it's supposed to be 6 foot, but like with my parents, my father passed away first, and mom, after she passed away, they put her on, her coffin on top of his.
Yeah. Yeah. So. But both of them were going to be in a concrete enclosure. There's no concrete enclosure in here. And so what we're seeing is possibly a not so popular cemetery. Not so many go to the cemetery.
Right.
And so what's happening is they've come across this and they're like, but still, I would just freak out seeing that on top of my, somebody's coffin.
Right.
Excuse me.
So, hey, at least, we can say this particular cemetery charges an arm and a leg to...
he's here all week, folks.
All week.
Yeah.
Good pun.
All right. Well, we do have, as always, some additional stuff that comes in with video sections and so forth. I do have my fight or flight video. Well, if anyone remembers, you'll see that soon.
Right.
But I did come across this video as of recent. No problem. We'll zoom it in.
Is that a jogger?
Okay.
Or a runner?
It's a runner of a little boy.
Well, this gets better. Okay, we're going to start it to the beginning. Oh, hello. Who are you? Okay. Right. We're going to start at the beginning. We'll go ahead and make this larger for everyone. I want you to take a very close look at this. This is cops actually got called out because they said they saw somebody mysterious in the area. And what they caught on video, do you see actually anybody there?
No, it's just a blur when it goes around the corner to the trees.
Right. So when they zoom in on it, we kind of get like what we would see as a full body. But the question is, are we looking at a full body apparition? Or are we looking at something else that might be out of this world, as some might say?
Yeah. Might be.
I mean, it's one of those things that just gonna make you wonder
Mm-hmm.
and kind of make you happy to say to have outdoor security cameras.
Right.
I'm really thinking about getting some. That would be cool to catch something like that.
Well,
We have deer lots of deer in our yard all the time.
yeah. Well, I mean, and don't get me wrong, I wouldn't mind seeing nature. I like seeing
Oh no,
nature.
I love it. I love it. I call them my girls, and they, pop in every now and then. There's like 8 of
Yeah.
them.
Well, we have stray cats that come over and we feed them, and I've, you know how it is. Don't name them because then you get attached.
Yeah.
Okay. Unfortunately, we named them.
Hey,
So,
everybody needs a name.
right. So my wife keeps asking me, "How do you know which cat's which?" And I have little things that tells me which one's which. I mean, some of them to me it's obvious, but that might just be me. Others, they might say, no, that's not, I don't know. It's just how I kind of recognize them. So when we see things that aren't normal, out of the ordinary, such as a thing running across your camera and police responding, and they see the same thing with their own eyes, but there's nothing there.
I wouldn't want to write up that report, though.
Oh, I wouldn't want to be the one to write up that report either.
That would suck. Trying to explain that on paper.
How do you explain that one? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Let me see. I've got. Oh yeah. I agree with you, Moon. Moon says that the cameras, obviously they're great. They can watch their raccoons and crazy stuff.
Yeah.
You need to provide us footage. I don't believe you, Moon.
Well, if you look back at that one video, it's at a higher angle, so that's obviously a camera,
right?
A security camera outside. But I've seen them where they're lower, and I bet you it's those special doorbells that have the video cameras. So in this particular case, because it's so high, it's definitely a security camera,
right?
And that tells me that what we're looking at and so forth. So if you are a fan of hauntings, so to say, which crazy videos of different things, well, somebody sent us in this. I'm going to turn off the volume for a second. Now, I'll go ahead and make this large. There's a husband and wife, and they're filming, but let me explain a little bit. What I was told is they were trying to catch fireflies on camera.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Watch carefully. You see where there's like a little rock area that's raised?
Yeah.
I want you to focus on that. Okay? Oops, what did I do? Okay. In that particular frame, you will see something that might freak you out a little bit. Keep watching it. At one point, they made a count.
What?
Do you see anything?
Holy
now
crap.
I do.
This is in Gettysburg.
Really?
Yes.
Holy cow. That just gave
As
me
soon as it's
goosebumps.
done, we'll run it again with just the audio, or with the audio in there. Because I didn't want them to
Yeah,
kind
because
of...
you can see it other places too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and you can see it kind of rise up, which made me wonder as well. So, now let's go ahead and give it audio.
Okay. Don't move in there. No, there's a motorcycle. See?
I don't see nothing down there. Can't be the motorcycles, honey. There's another sparkle. You see what I'm
What's
saying?
that? What is that?
Tree.
No,
It,
you moved it.
it goes
right?
up.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. See it?
Uh-huh.
Look.
There's nobody there.
The white one went up into the trees.
Look.
And then there's
Those-
more. I mean, what is that
Is it those
anyway?
people?
Well, that's a
Can't
very
be.
good
There's
question.
nobody
Not up in the
there.
trees.
There's nobody down there no more.
When I got this information, they said for this particular one that they counted about 13 different apparitions that appeared in that particular thing. 13. Now,
Holy cow.
I've watched this quite a few times, and I've seen where there's a few that, like two, that do the same thing. So I would say that might be residual. But the one that kind of goes up into the trees, the guy mentions motorcycles.
Uh-huh.
What I don't see
No.
or hear is vehicles. We don't see or hear this moving across anywhere.
Right.
And so it couldn't be that. At
I
least
wouldn't
don't
think so. They would have to have headlights. There would
Exactly.
be lights first, and how the heck are you going to be riding motorcycles through those woods like that? Trust me, I've been there. I know. I can't imagine how that would do it.
Well, let's
Right.
go ahead and play it again and see what everyone thinks about it. If you guys are watching at home, or you're in YouTube or on Facebook, please feel free to comment on what you think you're seeing.
See?
Again, with their video, with their audio, so you can hear them.
Don't move in there. No, there's a motorcycle. See?
I don't see nothing down there. Can't be the motorcycles, honey. There's another sparkle. You see what I'm
What's
saying?
that?
I do
What
hear
is that?
vehicles.
Yeah, I do too.
You can hear
No.
a vehicle, but a motorcycle
You
sounds
moved
a lot
it,
different than a
right?
car. And you can hear the crickets.
Right there. See it?
True.
Uh-huh.
Look.
There's nobody there. Where? I can't see.
Look. Isn't it those people?
Can't be.
There's nobody
Not up
there.
in the trees.
There's nobody down there no more.
There's a total. I hear 3 different voices too,
Yeah.
and we're not. What we're looking at is just the regular shooting. Now, I've put this where I've blown it up,
Mm-hmm.
and it pixelates. So I wondered if part of it could be the camera, but these people are seeing it with their own eyes as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'd like to know where that was taken. What part of the
I
battlefield?
was told Gettysburg, but if the owners of that video that sent it in want to send us again and give us a little more details, maybe we could even have you guys as a guest on the show, and you can tell us what was going on and the location. Don't forget, you can send your pictures or videos that you want to share on the show to pairanormalradio@gmail.com, and make sure that you put your information in, because we might ask you to be on the show with us to describe what you saw and what happened.
Right.
So make sure you do that. You can do that to to the email address down below, and we'll put that up again here in a little while. But we've got quite a few other things we're going to go over, but we are coming up to that halfway point.
Mm-hmm.
And last week we started a thing called Fight or Flight. You remember that, Pam?
Yes, I do.
And I believe Pam's answer for that one was pew.
Yeah, most definitely.
So let's see. I think I still have. Yes, I do. I still have the video. So for those who missed it, I'm going to share it. Annie, you tell me what you would do in this particular case. What we will be seeing here is an image taken at a morgue. This is actual video. Now, the question was, would you, for fight or flight, would you stick around? Would you want to see it, or would you take off? All right. What we are seeing is, the security guard at a morgue who's hearing this noise, and he's going to check it out.
I'm sorry. You can play the thing. My butt is not going to be in it anymore. In the dark. No way.
Exactly.
No how.
Thank you.
Oh no! It gets better, and I promise you, this is not a joke video.
You're gonna give me
people-
nightmares. You know that?
Most people would
Look
get
down
that.
this hallway.
No, thank you.
No. Stop. No.
Gives
No.
me goosebumps.
I
Really?
don't want to see anymore.
So in
No
both
more.
of y'all, in both of y'all's cases, it's a flight.
Yes.
Oh hell.
Okay.
No doubt about it.
Sorry,
No.
I
Alright.
don't want to see
Well,
what
then-
happens.
Well,
I don't want to know what happens. I don't know. No.
Actually, what it turns out to be is the door itself is to a emergency fire hose. So I mean, there's like probably that much space. There's
Right.
nothing. We've stopped the video last week. We showed what would be at the bottom for feet and stuff, and there was no feet. This guy went the distance. There was a particular point when I was checking it out and the lights went out, and I was like, oh hell no, if something jumps, this person's getting their foot kicked.
No,
And,
I'm sorry. No.
but
I have this thing about
Mm-mm.
morgues and funeral homes.
Oh no, those don't bother me.
No, when I was 5 years old, my grandfather died, and I had to go to the bathroom. The one downstairs in the funeral home was occupied, so they
Uh-huh.
told me to go upstairs, go to, I don't know, the left or right. But I was 5 years old and I was all upset anyway. I walked into the room where they had the bodies laid out to
Oh,
get.
shit.
No,
Oh my God.
no. My mother said she heard me screaming all over the place. No,
Oh wow.
I was traumatized for life with that.
I
Okay.
don't blame you.
So
I would
let's
be
do
too.
it. It is that moment. This is our fight or flight moment. We're going to add some audio to that video eventually, but this video was sent in to us, and it has made its way around quite a bit. So the one that we have, well, it's kind of blurry. But what this is a rocking horse in a in a shop in England, and you can see it. So you kind of see what looks like a white stormtrooper right here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, move a little off to the right,
Okay.
and you'll see the rocking horse. Now I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
there's
ahead-
like a doll, and then there's the rocking horse. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to
Yeah.
go ahead and make it bigger so everyone can see it. We're going to watch this video, and then we'll come back, and I want to know what you guys would think. Would you want to stick around and fight and figure out what's going on, or are you flight? All right, so here we
All
go. We're going to zoom this puppy in and play it. There's no audio with it, but watch this rocking horse. You see it moving?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Almost like somebody's sitting on it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, wait.
What the?
This is the actual video of it. They had security cameras that were recording. There's more stuff that's happened in this particular place, but
Mhm.
in their security videos, this one got them, and they were just like, wow. So, Pam?
I don't know. I think I'd stick around to try to
I
figure
would.
out what was going on.
It doesn't seem threatening.
Okay. I figured you would say that. I really did. So, we have another video that was to be part of our fight or flight.
Okay.
So, this is a school, apparently. There is sound, so listen carefully. I'm going to go ahead and zoom it in for y'all so you can get it full screen. And I want you to tell me afterwards, what would you do? Pay close attention to everything. Now, to be honest, if I was in this place this is a school, if I had heard that, nobody else was in it, it scared the snot out of me.
Yeah, I'd be hightailing it out of there.
No, I'd have to know what that was first.
Not me. That was too loud, so my butt would be gone.
It kind of sounds like an explosion or something.
It did. Are you watching?
Yeah.
We're going to repeat, so don't worry if you miss something.
It sounded like...
Oh, I'll show you what it is in a minute.
A janitor's cart. What the hell? Yeah, be time for me to leave. Goodbye. Yep.
Oh, no. See, that's being malicious and nasty and no.
Yeah,
somebody's really mad at something.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, it's totally mad at something.
Okay, so I think Moon has already made his answer as to he's flight.
Yep, out. That's what Scott said. He was out.
All right, so we're gonna do this again, and I'll leave it here. I want you, when you hear this dragging sound, I want you to watch right here. You see where the letters are for Deer Park? Okay, now this is a school. See those chairs right there?
Yeah.
When you were saying, what is that? Pay close attention to those chairs. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and make it big again, so we're not in your way. But I want you to watch those chairs at one point. Before the backpack flies off the lockers or the sign flies off the wall, these chairs right here where my hand is. See?
Yep.
Right there. Okay. Watch those chairs. All right. Okay, here we go. Obviously, we start with a loud bang. Don't know what it was. But it's strong enough to move the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch those chairs now. Any moment now.
Right. What the hell?
Yeah, you just watched a chair rise up on the wall
and thrown down. Yeah, there's no way I'd stick around after that. No.
Yeah, that gave me goosebumps.
Now watch the lockers on the top of the lockers. Okay. And then the sign. Okay. Finally, the chair. This last chair. I have an issue with it.
What's your issue?
I will explain. Watch where the chair goes. did the chair go to?
Up against the wall.
Up near those pipes.
Oh.
My
You don't
guess.
think it's real?
I don't think it's real. I would say. I think you see the chair, like if you had fishing string on there and obviously it couldn't, and it was designed to pull,
You
it
would need
go,
something to wrap it around to pull it to.
and that pipe was there and it finally came to the pipe. Other stuff can be done. We've seen it. Go watch the new Ghostbusters movie with the what's her name? Melissa McCartney. They show you this candle that the guy hits and it just shoots off the thing. There's ways to make stuff fly off.
Right.
You know? So, and then of course that the chair rising, it's so far back
that you can't see anybody moving it.
Right. So I wouldn't be flight. I'd want to fight. I'd want to know 100% sure if I'm seeing what I'm seeing. If that was legit or if I'm right and it's, there's some garbage to that.
Well, hopefully it's garbage, because if it's real, they're going to get you.
Yeah.
I'm not sticking around to find out, so you're on your own there, boss.
I would have to go to that school to find out. So
right.
And
what self-respecting ghost though would haunt a school?
Well, it's not the first time we've.
I know, but I'm just saying, if I'm in the hereafter and become a ghost or something, I'm certainly not going to go and haunt my high school.
Well, you never know. Some kids that have been tortured by being bullied by other kids.
Oh yeah, well then I would haunt them. But
they might
maybe some places of work that I've been in,
right?
Really sucks,
But they might say, okay, they still go to this school. Why not haunt the school while I'm still in the afterlife?
Okay. Well, let's talk about bullying for a second. Just because we don't have to make it a big thing. We've done shows on it. But bullying actually has led to suicide.
Exactly.
True.
So if the student had committed suicide and it was still recent, that activity could be related because this would be, as some might say, this is the violent part that goes through to it all.
Right.
Is that what we're seeing? Is that the legitimacy of that? Again, there's some things that stand out to me that say that's not 100%.
Right. It's plausible, though.
Yeah, it is. So if you guys are wanting to, you say, I got something better. I got better video.
Right.
Send it to us. You can send your pictures and videos. Make sure you give us all your information so we can ask you if you want to be on the show and tell us what you got on camera. And you can send it to pairanormalradio@gmail.com. And we spell our name differently as pair, like a pair of shoes, a normal radio @gmail.com.
Yeah, because there is nothing normal about EW and me.
Or me.
Right. Yeah, we're far from normal.
Yeah.
So we got a couple of things that have come in. Now, there is this one big question. It's the question of the week. If you guys are checking us out on Facebook, you're missing it. Go to YouTube, check out TMV Cafe. Search us and you'll find the video that's going on right now, because in there we ask a question. The question is, can food be cursed?
I never heard of such.
Well, here's the thing. I was discussing with or listening to a conversation of some people that are of the Hispanic culture, and they talk about witchcraft and stuff, but brujeria, and the witches, the people were told don't eat their food,
right?
Because they could curse it. So I'm asking you guys as listeners, what do you think? Do you think food could be cursed? Well, I came across something that because I was like, I'm going to look this up. There was a lot of garbage that when I tried to look it up, try to get some answers on it. But there is a gentleman who actually answered, and I do not know how to say his name, so I apologize for not doing it. But he says, if you are sure that the food has been cursed or some black magic spell has been cast so that the ones who eat the foods get affected, dispose of the food in such a way that even animals like cats, dogs, cows, and so forth don't eat that food. He suggests burning the food is a safe way to dispose of it because no curse works against fire and sun.
Really?
Well, he says sun gods. But if the cursed food is to be consumed, it needs to be purified, and only a pure, powerful, holy man, saint, as he puts, can do that. And he says that he's not one by any means. So, but yeah, I mean that's something that was brought up, and I heard the conversation, and they were talking about it, and it really does make you wonder: can food be cursed?
Well, the only one I could think of is the apple.
Yeah.
It's a good point. Very good point. Well, Annie, you sent me some stuff on, and I like this, fires caused by ghosts.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. I always find some cool things on Facebook that groups that I'm in, and thank you for all sharing that. And yeah, I got some good ones. Some I can't actually send. I don't know why. I'm going to keep working on those for you.
Right. Well, let's take a look at this, because in one of the ones that I first came across, it's the ghost fires of Tarpon Springs in 1952. And it says that the residents of Tarpon Springs believed to be one of the most haunted places of Florida, claimed every year that when the wind came from the south, fires would start in the same wooded areas. The fires, they claimed, set by a ghost. Why? Well, in 1952, the ghost fire destroyed 2,000 acres of woodland between the community and the Gulf of Mexico, and hundreds of citizens joined firefighting volunteers to prevent the blaze from destroying their homes. The fire investigators preferred to place the blame on an arsonist, though no evidence was found, and the fire's origin still remains unproved.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, swamp gas. Possibly.
Okay, drink.
In Florida, it could be, yeah. Let's see. The Willie Farm, 1948. The Willie family of Macomb, Illinois, endured hundreds of fires in a 2-week ordeal, which destroyed their home, 2 barns, damaged the milk house, and the inexplicable fires began as brown spots on the wallpaper, which burst into flames. In the following weeks, they extinguished more than 200 fires in the home, which wasn't wired for electricity, ruling out faulty wiring as a cause. Right? So the Wileys moved into a makeshift tent just in time. The very next day, their house was destroyed in a blaze. The following day, their first barn burned to the ground. An investigation by the state fire marshal yielded no explanation, although U.S. Air Force officials believed the fires might be caused by radio waves or radioactivity, natural gas, or, ready for this one?
Sunspots.
Atomic energy.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Now I've heard of different things, but here's a house that's not wired for electricity. Now, my first thought would have been brown spots through the wall. There's burning in the
Mhm.
wall. It would have been faulty
Yeah,
wire.
electrical wires. Yeah.
Exactly. That would have been my first go-to.
Right.
I like that answer. Evie says, I bet the insurance company hates them. Yeah, probably.
Probably.
There's a lot of things that we could look at on this, but I think when we look at the fire inspectors and them doing their job, they're going to come across stuff that, you know, it's got to be as legit as they can. But when they themselves have an issue with it, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah. All right. So here's another one. The Willow Hotel. This is 1985, but they say in the gold rush days in the mid-19th century, Jamestown, California was known as the gateway to the mother lode, and the Willow Hotel held pride of place, even though it appears to be haunted. A place that we should investigate. Anyway.
Where's that located?
In Jamestown, California.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's believed that a malevolent poltergeist has set fire to the historic landmark 5 times. Now, the most notable was in 1985 when a mysterious blaze burned the building and destroyed nearby shops. Now, that's a pretty big fire if you think about it.
Yeah.
Psychic investigators and those who've seen the apparition claim the poltergeist is the angry spirit of a miner who died in the collapsed gold mine below the hotel. Now,
that would make
the
sense.
culprit may also be one of the people who died in 1896 when a fire broke out in the town and 9 occupied buildings were dynamited to save the Willow Hotel.
I just want to know, why would they dynamite buildings to save one?
Have you not seen like the John Wayne movie called Hellfighters?
If I did, it's been a long, long time ago.
It's an older movie, but I still love it. It's like top of my list. And in
Right.
here, this is talking about the true story of the guy who fights oil rig fires. Let me rephrase that.
Right.
What they do is when there's a fire on the actual rig or at the point, they actually blast the fire. And what it does is it snuffs out the oxygen and puts out the fire. And she said the same thing. Blasting blows the fire away. It actually does. They describe in the movie what the blasting does and how it sucks the oxygen out and it reduces the fire.
Right.
And then this gives them an opportunity to run in really quick, cap off the well, and whatever they're going to do later. But that's what this guy does. Let me see if I can remember. What is the story? It's a 1968 film, and it was actually filmed in Conroe, Texas, if you didn't know that. It's the story about Chance Buckman, who's an oil rig firefighter who becomes hospitalized, and then, of course, there's more to the story. And did you know the fires that were happening in Iraq during that time the war was going on over there? Chance's group was the one that was going over there and putting out those fires.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it's an awesome movie. I own it on DVD. I want to buy it when they put it on digital. But I loved that movie.
Right.
It was very interesting to learn a lot about fighting oil rig fires, and it's amazing. It's a really good movie. So, but it's a true story of Chance Buckman. So if you ever want to look him up, you can, and you can find out who Chance Buckman is and find out a lot of information about the guy. He is an amazing person. Definitely worth doing research on to learn about. So I will tell everyone, if you remember, we did a radiothon quite some time ago, last month or last year, sorry.
Yeah, last year.
Around November. Yeah. And we were talking about seeing some potential evidence of what do we want to call it?
Not for sure, because
Yeah.
I think it's orbs, but then again, it might not be.
We're not 100% sure because we do see orbs, but as you can see, we do have the videos and we are reviewing them and trying to get as much information as we can. So it is happening, and eventually we will bring it onto the show and show you what evidence we come across, because who knows? This is a possibility of something that
Might
happened
be happening
while we were live.
Yeah. I
Now-
know it did because I seen it, but I
Yeah.
want to prove it.
Have
Well,
you had any other things happen in there?
Not lately. It's usually when it's all calm, like in the middle of the night. It's happened, because this is like twice, and I couldn't prove it the first time because the video didn't show up.
Yeah, I just saw a mysterious figure walk by.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe did I see things? I don't know.
Yeah, it looked like you've got ghosts that are interested in coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. and he, the coffee ghost didn't bring anything to me either.
What? Oh, see, that's what I used to tell my wife, is if these ghosts want to impress me, they can clean the house.
Well, I'd be impressed if they brought me coffee.
Yeah. Or do the cooking, do the laundry, do something.
Yeah, I
Gee,
would just want one that does the dishes.
there you go.
Do something useful. Goodness.
Well, let me tell you, I don't know if I told you this before. This was the weirdest thing, one of the weirdest things that's ever happened in here. Years ago, my dad had fallen down the basement steps.
Mm-hmm.
And he was actually, he had dinner ready. He was taking my mom her dinner into her room, and he slipped on the rug. They had a dumb rug there, and he slipped and fell down the stairs. Now, the whole house, I mean, the plates are ready, everything and all that. We get there, my dad goes with ambulance to the hospital. My husband's with them.
Mm-hmm.
My neighbor next door, I was there, my mom and the neighbor, and I took mom, she left, and I'm thinking, oh crap, all the stuff that we've got to do when we get back to the house to put the stuff away. When I came in that door, it was about 2:30 in the morning, everything was put away in the refrigerator. The dishes were done. They were put away. Nobody was in that house. My sister wasn't there. Nobody had a key. I sure as hell didn't do it. Because when I left with my mom, all that crap was everywhere.
Right.
Everything was done.
That's interesting.
That totally freaked me out. But
yeah, I've heard
thank
different
you.
stories of different houses, and some I can share and some I can't. But the point is that when you have something you're not 100% sure of, the number one thing you have to do is don't let it win. Don't let it affect you as oh my God, I'm paranoid, I'm scared. Because once you start giving into the fear, it
feeds off your fear.
Right.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want that. So you need to make sure that, and this is your house, this is your life. You have the authority to say enough.
It's my house, get out.
And I honestly think it was the older gentleman that had the house before us that showed himself a couple of times to me and my husband.
Right.
And
Which I
no,
remember
Sarah,
talking about that.
I didn't do any renovations yet. I'm kind of putting it off until I can figure this stuff out. I don't want
Yeah.
to. I don't want to get him all pissed off at me. So
Well, you
I'm,
really don't. You don't. Now,
yeah,
you guys did do, I wouldn't call it a renovation, but you did some rearranging, so to say.
yeah.
And in that form of rearranging, did any activity happen while that was when you did that rearranging?
Not that I can recall, but in that rearranging, we did that a couple months ago.
Yeah, well, I mean, you would notice activity if
Yeah.
while you're doing that. So, I think maybe it's not. I wouldn't call it malevolent, like some of the
No.
things we've shown videos
Yeah.
of that potentially
think-
could be.
I think it's the little guy saying, "Hey, I'm here.
Right.
Don't mess with my stuff."
Where's my cup of coffee?
Yeah.
I
think-
I've heard bars that say that they're haunted, and they
Ooh.
specifically take a glass of alcohol, whoever they think it is, they
Yeah.
put it on the bar and leave it there, and the activity stops. So when they don't do that, they have some pretty heavy activity, like
Right.
things flying off shelves at them. In one of the videos I saw, the lady got hit in the backside from one of the glasses that was on the counter behind her. It just
Oh,
and
dang.
so the owner of the bar said that they had finally figured that it might be one of the ex-patrons who passed. And so what they did was, yeah, exactly like Evie says, spirits for the spirit.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah. What? No, no, that actually wasn't the bar in New York that Evie, I will try to find the answer to that. I do have the name of the location for that particular bar, but I need to go back on some of the videos to find the name. So I'll try to have you that name next week. Oh, I love Fright Club. Trust me, if I can get, and I'm putting this out there, so if anyone hears it, David Childers, who's been a guest on our shows before, or anyone, I would be honored to have the Ghost Brothers on the show. So if you guys hear this, hit us up, email us. I would love to have you as guest on the show because you guys have done some amazing investigations. And I would love to, it could be Katie's Bar now that I think about it. But I saw that episode on Fright Club, but I didn't think about it. But now that I'm starting to think about it, the video that was sent to me looks almost identical. So
Right.
It really could be the Katie's Bar in New York. But yeah. Ghost Brothers, if you guys ever hear this and see that we're talking, there's our email address. Hit us up. We'd love to have you as guests on the show and talk about your investigations because these guys, oh my God. But I will say I love Fright Club because it is hilarious. It's not supposed to be. I mean, they're talking about some serious stuff, but there's some things in there like, what's his name? Jack Osborne. Always wants to burn everything, and they're like, why? We need to take your card away from you. Yeah, that video has been around for a while. It looks pretty new, but it's kind of like one of the ones we shared tonight. You could see it very let me see if I can pull it back up again. You can see how old this video looks. And that's because it has been shared so many times. Each time they send it, it gets, more and more
A little bit more
destroyed. Exactly.
One thing I want to say is that rocking horse looks like it's on a trunk with a curved lid.
Yeah.
See? It's not, it's going to fall over.
Yeah.
But why is it rocking by itself? And more importantly, if you paid attention to it when it started, it starts off slow, like somebody's actually there.
Right.
You know,
It
and
looks
then
like
okay, a
somebody
little bit.
set on it to make it raise up.
And then somebody just like, yeah, enough of this.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And so you two said this would be one of those, instead of flight, you're going to fight. You want to stay and know more.
Yeah.
I would agree. I totally would agree. I would stay for that one. Okay. I'm not going to put that comment up there. That hurt. But apparently that particular format, though, Evie, has been what a lot of people like. We are getting some great responses. Now, but I don't do... No, they have stay, run, or burn. That's a nice thing, but I'm actually going with the psychological side. Do we fight or flight? So, right. Yeah. Sorry. That's my thing right there, Evie. Where I don't even have the burn option. Even though I already know the both of you would burn, if we had that option, would have burnt that morgue. That would
Oh yeah. It would have been done.
Gone. There's no question.
Yeah. What about the school? If we had the burn option, was that a burn, or would you still stay? Oh wait, I'm sorry.
Burn it.
You both said you were gone. That's right. You both said you were gone.
If it's for the kids, I would have to try to figure out why it's doing that.
Somebody is definitely angry. If that's for real, somebody's definitely mad.
Right. And see, and this is why, as Evie's talking about it, and I will put this in there, is that we use the psychological side. We want to be more of that, because if you pay attention to some of these shows, people still get scared when they are doing their investigations,
Right.
You're only human. Of course you're going to get scared. You're going to be anxious and nervous. And
whereas the Ghost Brothers and Jack Osborne, I love their show. I will not knock it one bit. If people want to check it out, please go check it out. But I will say this part. I'm not for the, hey, this and that, and I'm for, is this legit? Is this real? Mm-hmm. What would you actually do? Because paranormal investigators do have a different mindset.
Right.
Whereas they're being funny and they're getting to be chill and relaxed. What is our mindset? Do we have the mindset to actually stay and investigate, or do we?
Most of the time, my butt's gone.
Oh, I already know. You guys would have never entered the morgue in the first place.
Well, no, I wouldn't. Zombies and stuff, nothing.
No.
And the dark. I'm afraid of the dark.
Oh, yes, the zombie picture.
Zombie. Well, not the zombie picture, but a morgue, People are just going to get up and start, eating your face off or something. I'm not going to stick around for that.
I promise you guys, anyone that watches, we're not going to charge an arm and a leg for our shows. We want them to be as free as we can.
Pun intended. He's here all week.
But on that note, my friends, we are out of here. We'll be back next week. And I am reaching out to, I need to try to get a hold of another, but I am going to try to reach out to Jody Cook as well. He's a Bigfoot expert. And he was like number 2 to JC. So if we can get Jody on, we're going to try to, and we're going to show both of these guys the video of the Bigfoot and get their actual opinion and talk more about Bigfoot in those episodes as well. So more stuff's coming. We do have guests we're lining up. We are trying to get the Booth brothers back as well. hopefully we get all the scheduling just right.
Yay.
So
Yeah.
I can't promise Bigfoot next week yet, Evie, because I have not gotten a response from these individuals. But as soon as I do have an answer, we will post it up on our Facebook page. And again, if you guys are watching, make sure you like and subscribe this video here on YouTube. If we do get to the 1,000 subscriptions on this page, we are going to do some massive giveaway. So, and that's just to YouTube fans. So if you're doing the Facebook, switch over, get a chance to be a part of that giveaway. So on that note, good night, everyone. We'll see y'all next time.